Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading A Very Angsty Scaramouche Ex-Listener by me. So let's get into it. You and Scaramouche, you would say you're relatively stable as partners. Scaramouche was not the most doting one out there, but he was trying his best. And that's what mattered most to you. But sometimes, he was a little bit strange. The way he was certain about giving orders and stuff. Treating you like you worked underneath him. That wasn't what your relationship was. You were equals, and he was still having trouble adjusting to that. Because Scaramouche never had to deal with a mortal as an equal. He despised them, especially after what happened, after he's been betrayed by all of them. And even though he trusts you, he just does not think of you as an equal yet. And you're tired of having to prove you don't even know at that point. You're just trying to prove something, anything, to say that you deserve to be by his side, to say that you're not less than him. And that's why, when I told you not to interfere in his missions, you decided to completely disobey him, to show him that you're not going to listen to his orders. You were not an idiot, and you were strong, too. And that's how you ended up in this predicament. Of course, part of it was because you didn't listen, and the other part was because of how overconfident you were. He told you not to interfere for a reason, a good one, and you should have honestly listened this time. Of all the other times, it just didn't have to be this one. And this is why you were tied up by a treasure hoarder. And that's why you had to watch them all being murdered right before your eyes. When Scaramouche was done, he looked at you with disgust in his eyes. You didn't understand why then. You had no idea why he looked at you like that. Didn't he just save you? He knew you were wrong. You were very much in the wrong to do this. But wasn't the fact that you were okay what mattered to him? That's what you would have thought. Until he walked over to you, slapping you in the face just right after untying you. Why can you never listen to me? Is it so hard for you to listen to someone other than yourself? He said. Hatred, or something akin to it, raising his voice, making you tremble in your place, a hand flying to your cheek where you just been slapped, rubbing at it, trying to ease away the pain. But he just gave you a scoff, telling you that if you were in so much pain from just a slap like this, then you had no place to be here. Leave, Ryan. Leave. And don't show me your face again. Skira, I know he was wrong. But you just can't treat me like this. You're hurting me too. You don't realize how much you're hurting me, do you? I feel like you make me feel so small next to you. You make me feel helpless. It's horrible, Skira. You say, biting back tears. He just looked at you for a while, remorse showing on his face for just a moment, before he turns away to hide it. Just go, Mayan. I don't want to see you again, he says. And he leaves you to wander back home. Not back into his arms. Not back into the room that you once shared. Just to be alone. He knew you made a mistake, but he never thought that there was a reason behind all of this. You just thought that you wanted to feel powerful, and perhaps the way he showed his concern wasn't the best. But there was a reason behind it. However, you still couldn't forgive him for what he has done. For hurting you. You never thought he would lay a hand on you, and yet he looked at you like that, and he hit you. So if it had to be gone, if it was all meant to be thrown away and he was no longer in love, then so be it. You were not going to fight back. There was nothing to fight back for anymore. At this point, everything the two of you have built was over now. At least, so you thought. Because a few weeks later, there was a letter of apology at your door. And a Scaramouche standing right next to it. He didn't mean to be there when you opened the door. He just meant to leave it there and go, never to be seen again. But it seemed like fate willed this event to happen. Because right now, the two of you had no choice but to face each other. To face the truth that the two of you could no longer deny. I'm sorry, Ryan. I never meant to hurt you, he said. If anything, he looked guilty. Too guilty. For something like that. He looked guilty enough that it seemed like he had killed a man, and you knew he probably did that at least once in his life. And he never looked that guilty for it either. But just because he hit you, he felt awful. He felt awful for treating you less than him, when you never were that way. And after a moment of quiet, he decided to let him in, telling him there was no reason for him to stay at the door. You wanted to talk things out, maturely, like actual adults. Then, right there, he was sitting on your couch, the place where you once shared so many cuddles and laughter and love. Moyan, I don't deserve any kindness you have to offer to me. Neither do I deserve your forgiveness. If anything, I deserve to be kicked out right at this moment. I don't know why you're leaving me here, but I don't think I deserve a chance. I just wanted to apologize, because I know you deserve someone better than me, he said. The reason why he hit you that day, because he was terrified. Terrified of losing you. Terrified of never hearing your laughter again, or seeing your smile. He didn't realize what he destroyed at one moment, until after it passed. He was sorry for everything you ruined. Every moment that you could have shared together, that he shattered. But then, he just held his hands, understanding in your eyes that he never even knew where you could come up with that from. There was no reason for you to try and be sympathetic with his own actions. If anything, those actions of his disgust him to the very core. Scaramouche, I may not understand you perfectly, but I'm trying. I'm trying to. And you saved me that day. I know you did something very wrong. And I know I did too. We were both wrong. Both you and I. Perhaps maybe you more than me, but I want to give you a chance. I can see that you'll do better. But I swear to God, if you make one more mistake, he stopped you then, wrapping his arms around you, trembling and shaking his head. I'll never do anything like that again. Just one more chance, Ryan. Please. It's all I need. You let a soft sigh of relief leave your body as you wrapped your arms back around him, kissing his forehead. One more chance. That's all you'll get. And that's enough for me.